1989. Here I am, home alone, watching TV. Why am I not out with friends or on a date? People date at 43. My aunt remarried at 64. I'm just feeling so down and lonely. I wonder if there's any ice cream left. Ooh, I know there's some leftover pasta and meatballs. Boy, this is really good. Why are you cheating? You already had dinner. Are you really hungry? There goes that voice in my head, that constant chatter that I have to listen to. Be quiet. I haven't had any dessert yet. A little bit of ice cream isn't going to put the weight back on. Oh, good. I have a half a pint left. This is yummy. You're going to start gaining. Be quiet. I just lost 18 pounds. I'm not going to gain back it overnight. Oh, look. There's a Klondike bar. You don't need more ice cream. Yeah, I know. But if I eat all the ice cream, it'll be gone. And then I will be tempted. And tomorrow, I'll just eat veggies and 2 eggs for breakfast. And on Monday, I'll go back on the diet. Now, I feel sick. Why do I do this? I told you. Where did this all begin? Think about it. You were a little girl at about the age of 8. It's Tuesday night, the end of January in 1955. My sister Arlene and I are in my mom's 1950 Pontiac, driving to Jackie Gleason's diet doctor. Doris, her best friend, sits in the front seat. Doris met my mom at work. She's 12 years younger. She's a little heavier than Mom and single. Mom's divorced, a single mom before it was a standard option. Doris has short blonde hair, and Mom's a brunette. Before the divorce, we lived in Ridgefield, New Jersey. But after the divorce, we moved to Union City, New Jersey, and we now live in a 3-room apartment where my mom, sister, and I share a bedroom. On our way to Jackie Gleason's diet doctor, Mom and Doris are really excited because Mom lost 6 pounds and Doris lost 7 the first couple of weeks they were taking their diet pills. They always ate too much over the Christmas holidays, and they had to lose weight to get into their bathing suits before summer. Hey, Marge, how much you think you lost this week? About 3 pounds, Doris. What about you? Oh, I think 4. I can't wait to get weighed in. You know, Doris, I didn't cheat all week. As we get to the doctor's office, the anticipation is contagious. The waiting room is painted white, and there's chairs that align 3 walls with black padded seats. People are sitting there waiting to be called into the doctor's office to get weighed in and given their weekly supply of diet pills. Amphetamines. Really, speed. I get Arlene started with her homework, and as I look around at all these faces of hope that this little pill is going to give them a thinner body. There's one man that sits in the corner reading a magazine every week. The woman next to him this night says, "You've been coming here long?" "About 6 weeks, 20 pounds, 20 to go." She says, "You mean it really works?" "You betcha. You just take that pill, you don't eat, voila, weight loss." When Mom comes out of the doctor's office, I see a frown on her face, so I knew it wasn't a happy visit. When Doris comes out, there's a slight smile, so I thought maybe a pound. The drive home, the conversation was a little different. Well, Doris, I guess that plate of French fries and ice cream sundae did me in. Oh, Marge, I only lost a pound. I thought I threw that bag of candy out on my desk drawer, and I found a half a bag, and I couldn't help myself. Doris, do you remember? We went to that birthday party last week. We had to have a piece of that chocolate cake because we know once we lose the weight, we can never have cake again. Ever, ever, ever. I wish I had extra pills. I'd double up. I'm just not going to eat breakfast. When we get home, I ask Mom, why is Jackie Gleason still fat on TV? She says, Joyce, he must be cheating. That was the moment I decided I was never going to have to diet. That was a joke. On the nights Mom was out, which was often, I babysat Arlene. We loved watching $1 Million Movie. Yankee Doodle Dandy was our favorite. While we were sitting in front of the TV, one of us would say, "It's time for sugar," and we'd jump up and run into the kitchen and we'd get out our spoons and we'd eat spoonfuls and spoonfuls of sugar until we were running around the apartment laughing and having pillow fights and jumping on the bed until it was time for me to put Arlene to sleep. Then I scurried back into the kitchen. I cleaned up all the evidence because we never told anyone. It was our secret. We ate most of our dinners downstairs in the luncheonette from our apartment. Mom would send Darlene and me down to sit in a booth so I could help her order hamburgers and French fries or mashed potatoes and meatloaf and a large Coke. And then we'd have some ice cream or pie a la mode for dessert. Then Mom would enter in her low-cut, tight dress, high heels, and red lipstick. And she'd walk to the counter and sit down and start flirting with all the men. She'd tell everybody how she was on this diet and she was losing weight. But on Wednesday nights, the night after our drive to Jackie Gleason's diet doctor, Mom would swing open the door and she'd prance from one end of the luncheonette to the other. And everybody sat in anticipation, and then she would pose and say, 3 pounds this week. I knew some nights she was lying, but she loved the attention. And then she'd order a hamburger without the bun and just vegetables. One night in the luncheonette, there was a new man there named Sonny. Mom was extra flirtatious that night, giving her Marilyn Monroe pose. It worked. A couple weeks later, Mom and Sonny are dating. So now on our drives to Jackie Gleason's diet doctor, Mom's determined to lose more weight than ever. She's continuously talking about Sonny. When I see Sonny in the luncheonette, some nights he's writing down some numbers. So one night I said to Mom, "What is he doing?" And she called me over into the corner and she said, "Joyce, Sonny is a bookie. But if your friends ask, you tell them he's a butcher." Sonny had a big Italian family. So now on Sundays, he'd pick us up in his powder blue Cadillac convertible, and we'd drive to Aunt Tilly's house. The women would be in house dresses in the kitchen cooking these huge Italian meals. The men would be in the living room smoking cigars and waiting to be served dinner. Mom would arrive in a very fancy dress and high heels. So when we entered the kitchen, the women would just roll their eyes. We'd sit at this huge dining room table, and every meal started with cheese and salami and olives and bread. And then we'd have homemade soup. And then the women would bring out this big bowl of macaroni. And after we ate that, out came the meat and the potatoes and the vegetables. And after hours, our dessert were the cannolis and the cream puffs. But once dinner was over, the women and girls had cleaned the table quickly, and because now it was time for the men to start their Sunday night game of poker. The women and girls were in the kitchen washing and drying dishes. Mom tried to help, but she just couldn't fit in. Some nights, she would cook at home. She made vegetarian meals long before they were fashionable because she said we didn't have a lot of money, so she didn't have money for meat. We never had fresh fruit in the house, but we always had cookies and candies and ice cream. I'd see Mom eating ice cream often after dinner, but I only asked her once why she was cheating, because she screamed, "Joyce, it's none of your business, and you have no idea how hard I work for you, and how I sacrifice everything for you and your sister. And Joyce, don't you know? The Pope died." Summer arrives. Mom and Doris have lost some weight. We stopped driving to Jackie Gleason's diet doctor on Tuesday nights. Now, on sunny Saturdays, we go south to the Jersey Shore. Mom's dressed in her short shorts and her tight sweater, Doris in her tight skirt and her blouse halfway buttoned down her chest. We change into our bathing suits and we head for the beach. Sometimes the sand is so hot under our feet, Arlene and I run to the edge of the water to cool off. Mom and Doris set up their blankets on the beach, and the same conversation starts every week. Doris, look at that one over there. She's got a red bathing suit on. She's too heavy for a red bathing suit. Why didn't she buy it in black? Marge, look at that one. Look at that big print. That's not the figure to wear a print like that. And Marge, look at that guy over there. He's gorgeous. But look who he's with. She's not that pretty. Doris, look over here. Look at the redhead. She doesn't have a complexion to be a redhead. And in a hot pink bathing suit? She must have got it out of the bottle. After Arlene and I jumped the waves in the Atlantic all morning, and Mom and Doris discussing every woman on the beach, it was time for lunch. Mom would say, "Can't wait for my sausage and pepper sandwich." And we'd head up to the boardwalk. We'd go early so we didn't have to wait in line. You could smell the Italian sausage and peppers and onions 100 feet away. Mom would always order extra French fries and onion rings for the table, but Arlene and I hardly got any. On the way back to the beach, we'd stop for our saltwater taffy and our delicious fudge. But come mid-afternoon, it was very hot and humid at the Jersey Shore, so the four of us would go to the boardwalk, and we would then get our 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream dipped in soft, creamy chocolate that hardened over the ice cream. At the end of the day, we'd gather our gear and head back to Union City. Labor Day arrives. 10 weeks have passed. We've had great times at the Jersey Shore. Arlene and I start school, and the following Tuesday night, we're back in our mom's 1950 Pontiac, driving to Jackie Gleason's diet doctor. Wow. Is it any wonder how I developed my relationship with food? 30 years. Weight Watchers, Atkins, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystems, Crazy Diet, Susie and Summers Diet, cabbage soup, grapefruit, even hypnosis. But now, it's Saturday night in 2014, and I'm home alone again watching TV. But food is no longer my go-to, and that voice in my head, It's on permanent sabbatical.